Have you ever wondered what propelled Germany's expansion plans during World War II? It all started with the Treaty of Versailles. Signed in the aftermath of World War I, this treaty was meant to establish peace, but it did so by imposing severe restrictions on Germany. These restrictions were not just economic or military, they were territorial. Germany was stripped of its lands, its colonies, and its pride, losing significant territories to its neighbors. This loss was felt deeply within the German nation, stirring a desire for restitution. But this wasn't just about reclaiming lost lands, it was about reclaiming self-esteem, status, and power on the world stage. The Treaty of Versailles didn't just end a war, it planted the seeds for the next one. The repercussions of this treaty went far beyond the ink on the page. The Treaty of Versailles was more than a peace agreement. It was a catalyst that set Germany on a path of expansion. The Treaty of Versailles was a bitter pill to swallow for Germany. It sparked a desire for expansion and a dream to reclaim lost territories. Germany's expansion plans unfurled methodically, strategically, and, most importantly, in direct violation of the Treaty of Versailles, a treaty they believed was unjust. The first move in their grand scheme was the reoccupation of the Rhineland in March of 1936. The Rhineland, a region rich in resources and industry, was of vital importance to Germany. Its reoccupation was a clear defiance of the treaty, which had demilitarized the area to create a buffer zone between Germany and France. But Germany took the risk, betting correctly that the world would do little more than protest. 2 years later, in March of 1938, Germany orchestrated the Anschluss with Austria. Anschluss, or connection in German, was a euphemism for annexation. The majority of Austrians were of German descent, and many welcomed the reunion. However, this too was a direct violation of the Treaty of Versailles, which had forbidden any union between Austria and Germany. Then came the annexation of the Sudetenland in October of the same year. The Sudetenland was a part of Czechoslovakia, home to a significant population of ethnic Germans. Hitler claimed the annexation was to protect the German-speaking population, but in reality, it was another step towards fulfilling his expansionist dreams. The Munich Agreement, signed by Britain and France, allowed this annexation in a failed bid to appease Hitler and avoid war. Each of these actions was a calculated move by Germany to regain its lost territories and re-establish itself as a dominant power in Europe. They were bold, they were risky, and they were in blatant disregard of the Treaty of Versailles. But they were also successful. In just a few years, Germany had managed to regain a significant amount of its lost territories. But it was far from satisfied. Germany's expansion wasn't just about regaining lost territories. It was also about forming strategic alliances. Central to this strategy was the formation of the Axis powers, a trio of nations that would become infamous for their roles in the Second World War. This alliance, uniting Germany, Italy, and Japan, was a powerful force, united under the banner of expansion and aggression. The first major test of this alliance came with the invasion of Poland in September of 1939. This act, a clear violation of the Treaty of Versailles, marked the beginning of the Second World War. Germany, emboldened by its alliances and driven by a desire to reclaim lost territories, plunged the world into a conflict that would last for 6 long years. But as the war progressed, the aggressive expansion that had once been Germany's strength became its downfall. The resources required to maintain such a vast empire stretched Germany thin, and the alliances it had formed began to crumble. Italy and Japan, initially supportive of Germany's ambitions, found their own interests increasingly at odds with those of their ally. In the end, it was Germany's insatiable desire for expansion, a desire fueled by the harsh terms of the Treaty of Versailles, that led to its undoing. These ambitions, coupled with the alliances and aggressions that marked the pre-war period, led to one of the bloodiest conflicts in human history. Germany's expansion during World War II was a complex series of events driven by a desire to reclaim lost territories and establish dominance. The Treaty of Versailles, the springboard of this ambition, spurred territorial gains and the formation of the Axis powers. The invasion of Poland marked the beginning of a global conflict that changed the world. This thirst for expansion not only led to World War II, but also shaped the course of history in a way that the world will never forget.